It's me, this Hilton. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm here to share with you this story. She chose me over food. My primary 7 school fees day. My mother was a vendor. She sold tomatoes. One morning, her basket tipped. Tomatoes scattered on the dirty tarmac. Motorcycles and cars ran over them. By 9 a.m., her whole capital was gone. I came home for school fees. No money, no food. I reached home. Mama was not there. Then I decided to go and find her where she was working from. On my way, I found her coming home too. She looked at me and counted her money she had in her right hand. She had 2 coins of 500 shillings. 500 shillings times 2. That made a total of 1,000 Ugandan shillings. And that was everything she had by that time. All her plans and budgets was on that money. My school fees, my food, shelter, medication, and her business as well, and all other things she was planning with that 1,000 because it was the only remaining money she had after losing all her capital on the way. By that time, a plate of matoke and beans was 1,000 Ugandan shillings. When I told her that I was hungry because I was coming from school, they had sent me for school fees. So when I told her they had sent me for school fees and I was hungry as well, she looked at me, then on the coins, then back to me because she was so confused when she looked at me and she looked on the coins in her hand, the only 2 coins she had, 500 shillings per coin, that made a total of 1,000. So she just looked at me, she looked at her coins, she looked back to me again. She walked to the kiosk. She bought 1 Rolex of 500 plus juice of 200. She put in my hands and said, "Lya mwana wange, fizi tujja kufuna naye enjala terinda," which was translated as, "Eat, my child, we will get the school fees, but hunger doesn't wait." She walked me back to school so that she can plead to the teachers to let me study as she arranges the money for school fees. We walked for about 5 kilometers barefooted, and she had, even sandals in her feet. But me, I was putting on shoes. Me chewing as I was walking, as I was chewing, her stomach growling. When we reached the school, in fact, when we reached the school gate, the head teacher just saw us immediately and she shouted, "Go back with your mother. Go back with your mother." I said, "School fees or go home, unless you have money. It's the only language that I can understand. Don't come here to tell me stories. Don't come with your words that please, 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 please. No, if you don't have money, it's better you go. Stop there. Don't even enter the school gate. Stop there. If you don't have money, I will not listen to anything. I only understand the language of money. If you don't have money, go back with your girl." I said, "Stop there. Don't enter the gate. Just stop there. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I don't need your presence. I need money. Do you have money? It's better you choose to go back with your girl or to enter. Enter when you have money. If you don't have money, just go back. I don't want to listen to anything." At that moment, my mother smiled at him. She She touched my shoulder and wiped me. Then after, she whispered something I only understand 10 years later when I came here already in Canada. She said, omwana talya ndwadde ya nnyina. Mwana wange, omwana talya ndwadde ya nnyina. Which is translated as, child doesn't eat their mother's sickness. Child doesn't eat their mother's sickness. During that time, I couldn't understand what really it means because I was just a young girl of 13 years. However, I couldn't forget that statement. It could run into my ears always. That statement of omwana talya ndwadde ya nnyina, or child doesn't eat their mother's sickness, it has different meanings. It really hits hard. However, much by that time I couldn't realize the meaning. I couldn't know anything because I was a young girl. But it has a lot of meanings. It has different meanings. Like a child won't suffer the pain or illness that their mother is going through. A mother or a parent will always hide his or her own struggles, hunger, pain, sickness, so that his or her child doesn't have to carry it. She would rather suffer alone than let her child feel it. That was the meaning, and that's how heavy that statement was, though I couldn't realize or I couldn't understand by that time since I was a young girl. That's why my mother was hungry and had to, she was hungry and she had no money, but she bought me Rolex and passion fruit juice instead. She chose to eat herself over me. She chose me to eat. She was hungry, but she couldn't eat. She used the money she had so that I can get something to eat. She provided for me instead of herself. That was my mother. A child does not eat their mother's sickness. A child does not eat their mother's sickness. She chose to eat herself, just drinking water so I could eat food. She walked 5 kilometers barefoot so I couldn't miss the school. She observed the pain. She suffered. She sacrificed because of me. That's my mother. Parents sacrifices a lot. Parents sacrifices themselves silently. They skip meals so that their kids can eat. They take extra shifts so that the kids have school fees and other requirements. They are eating their sickness so the children stay healthy and hopefully. Many parents ignore better medication so that they can pay school fees for their kids. In Africa, you find not only in Africa, but parents, they do sacrifice a lot for their kids. They choose to buy cheap clothes for themselves so that they can provide good things for their kids. They can provide their kids with a good life and better life. So one day from the church, I got a chance and I was selected to the scholarship in Canada. Everything went well. The process was okay. I came to Canada and I graduated. Now I send her money from abroad every month. Because of that statement she used on me, that the child will never, or like the child doesn't eat their mother's sickness. Last month I called her and asked her. I asked her, Mama, what did you eat that day after giving me your 1,000 Ugandan shillings for Rolex of Vitano and a passion fruit juice of 200? She laughed. My mother is someone who is always smiling and laughing, however much, however heavy it might be, but she keeps herself smiling. She keeps a smile on her face always. However tough it is, however tough the situation is, she never showed me that sad face. She was always smiling at me. So even this time when I asked her that, what did you eat that day after giving me your 1,000 for Rolex of 500 and passion fruit juice of 200? That made a total of 700 Ugandan shillings. She laughed on the phone and she said, Nanywawo mazzi, which is translated as I just drank water. Remember, she had 2 coins of 500 each. That is a total of 1,000 Ugandan shillings. I'm not talking about dollars. I'm not talking about yen. I'm not talking about dirhams. I don't talk about any, but I'm talking about Ugandan shillings. She bought me Rolex of 500 among the 1,000. She bought me a Rolex of 500. To those ones who doesn't understand what Rolex is a chapati. They make a chapati like this, then they fry the egg, one egg, and they put the egg on top of the chapati, then they roll it. That's the Rolex because they roll it. So she bought me a Rolex of 500 plus passion fruit juice of 200. They put it in a bag, they lap it, something like that. So she bought me a Rolex of 500 and juice of 200. That made a total of 700 Ugandan shillings. My dear ones, I'm not talking about dollars. I'm talking about Ugandan money. It's Ugandan shillings. So 700, that means from the 1,000, she remained with only 300 because she used the 700 on me. Then her balance was 200. She bought me a chapati in the evening so that I can eat for supper. My mother. So she had 1,000 shillings. She bought me a Rolex of 500 and juice of 200, that's 700. She remained with 300. That 300, she bought water of 100. She remained with a balance of 200. Then that 200, she used it to buy me a chapati at night so that I can eat for supper. For her, she stayed with water, just took water for the whole day. So water just fills the stomach for her that day. It fills the stomach too if the love still exists. That's mother. Today I have dollars, but I will never be rich as my mother was that day. She was rich. However much, I'm not talking this because of anything else, but I'm saying that today I have dollars, but I will never be rich as my mother was that day with her 2 coins of 500 per each, because it was everything to her. If someone gives you money, it matters when you have how much you have. For example, you have $100 and someone gives you $1,000. You value it more than when you have $1,000 and someone gives you $1,000, or you have $10,000 and someone gives you $1,000. It matters. So to my mother, by that time, that money was a lot, was everything for her. During that moment, even if someone just came and just offered her with 2,000, it was everything for her because she did not have it. Right now, I can give her however much I can manage. I give her money. I send her money every month. I send her money, like she can have everything she has. But by that time, it was everything for her. By that time, she did not have anything. She had only the balance of 200 because she was having 1,000 and she provided for me what to eat, the Rolex and the juice. That means she remained with just 300 and she used 100 for her water. You get. So by that time, if someone just come and just offered her with 5,000 Ugandan shillings, it was to be a huge amount of money. However much right now I send her money, I send her good money, but yes, she appreciate, but by that time it was much for her. That's what I mean. So to everyone who is watching, who is listening from all over the world, UK, US, Canada, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Japan, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, those ones who are home, Kampala, Arua, Soroti, Iganga, Jinja, Kasese, Mityana, Mubende, whoever, whenever you are, whatever you do, please check on that woman or that man who chose you, or like by that time he chose you over everything. He chose you over her anger. She chose you over her good thing. Like you was the number one. You was everything. She chose you over her medication. She chose you over her school. Like, I don't know. She never had good life. She never had good things. Or he never provide for himself something good. He did not buy himself a good shirt, a good pant, a good shoe. He never built a good house because he has to provide for you. He never went for good or for better medication because he had to provide for you. Just check on them. Just check on them because they might be there waiting, or they might be there still waiting for your call. Just a phone call like this. Hello, how are you? Are you doing okay? And to anyone who is listening, who is watching, please, if you have ever passed through that, just share and comment. Just do me a favor, go to the comment section, just type her name, just type his name, like type the name of that person who just gave you the last 1,000 shillings as my mother did by that time. Let us show them some love. Let's just shout their names in the comment section. Let just the world just thank them. Let the world know that that person was there when no one could stand with you, when no one could provide for you. Just drop a heart if a mother ever went hungry so that you can eat. Just drop a heart.